Hello, guys.
What is up? Were you beaming in from a capsule in the future? I love it.
Oh, this is like my little studio. You guys got your studio, I got mine.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, Pedro, pumped to have you on. Pedro's the founder of Wallet Connect, which has been a leading provider of wallet connecting infrastructure since 2018, which seems like ages ago. And you guys have powered over 300 million connections by 48 million wallets to 67,000 apps, which are massive numbers. So, yeah, I think everyone who's been in crypto for a while knows the name Wallet Connect, has seen it probably 1,000 times when they've been connected to different products. But I'm sure the majority don't actually have any real idea of what you guys actually do. So I think to just like level set to kick this thing off, could you just quickly describe what Wallet Connect is today?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everyone knows the name Wallet Connect, but I would say that like very few actually understand how it works because it's so fundamental to how you use like on-chain experiences that you kind of just take it for granted. And sometimes I like to say it's like Bluetooth for wallets, but it's also kind of like how Visa is for wallets, and it's somewhere in between there, because you have like apps on one side and you have wallets on one side, and then apps have all the cool stuff that you can do on chain, but then wallets have the security and the convenience for you to actually use these things. And they actually have very different properties. And someone has to bring a universal standard that allows for any wallet and any app and on any chain as well, like to kind of just have this like backbone of connectivity everywhere. And that's what Wallet Connect is. It kind of just glues everything together in a way that you almost forget that it's there, and it's powered by this network of node operators, which now are 16. So we're decentralizing more and more.
So fun story, Josh. I don't know if you know this, but Pedro and I met for the first time in Berlin in 2019 at probably the most
Yeah.
crypto conference ever, ETH Berlin. The vibes were high, and Pedro was still a man with a big dream and a huge problem to overcome. Because I think if we go back a number of years, like this ability to connect this emerging wallet infrastructure with the emerging DApp infrastructure, so we can actually go do the things that we actually can do today, was a meaningful challenge, right?
Yeah.
And then I think you guys have gone sort of through attacking that core infrastructure challenge to ultimately coming out with a token this year and be sort of, I think you guys sort of phrase that as the next step in decentralizing the protocol. But I don't know, maybe let's go from 2019 to where you sit today. You give us some high level reflections on that journey.
I mean, 2019 was a whole other world. Like, it was quite interesting because obviously there were like very few apps and wallets, but I already saw like this problem being very apparent, and I realized that like this is going to be impossible for us to actually like have more apps and wallets if we're all just going to do. Everyone is going to go into their own like single journey, right? So I was trying to kind of create a platform that allowed people to actually collaborate and work together, and it needed to be as neutral as possible. And I would go to all of these conferences. I mean, Berlin, like London, New York, San Francisco, like Asia. Like, I was just trying to get every developer to understand that this is going to be a big problem. And fortunately, it didn't become a big problem because people kind of just joined the mission. And what you end up seeing is like, well, kind of evolving with the industry as well. Like, it was trying to solve problems for like desktop wallets and desktop users, and then it was like mobile, and then it was like mobile to desktop, and then it was like institutional wallets, and then it was like wallets in Asia that have like a different set of problems than wallets in the Western world, and then it was like DeFi and NFTs. And you have to constantly adapt, right? You have to always be solving everyone's problem. And the way this actually works is you just have to gather as much feedback as possible. So going to these conferences, it's way more than like brand awareness. It's way more than partnerships. It's actually just listening to people and then realizing that like doesn't matter if you're in DeFi, NFTs, if you're in the US or in Singapore, you all have the same problems, and you're just not talking to each other. And that's what Wallet Connect. I like to say like, yes, we did connect wallets, but most importantly, we connected builders together to work together to fix the same UX problems that they all had. And now we actually have this massive growth because we focused that on the developers, on the builders, the designers that were actually solving these problems.
And there was a ton of doubt around your ability to go do that, right? Like I think
Yeah.
meeting you
and then also being a part of the broader conversations. It wasn't clear that even in this sort of industry that hails itself as being coordinators, that you would be able to go coordinate such a diverse
I
group
mean,
of projects.
there's this like very popular XKCD comic that says like we have 14 standards, we need a new one, and now we have 15 standards. Like I got this sent by DMs, tweets all the time because everyone was like, "Here's Pedro trying to become the standard, and this is just another failed standard. It's never going to be the standard." But I think what most standards fail to do is to actually be very humble and realize that you have to adapt a lot. You can't push your own like narrative. Like if you want to try to get five people to work together, all these five people have to agree. And I have to take all of these feedbacks and just like be very humble that like I am just a steward of this project. I'm just trying to drive a common vision, but I am not the project. This is not the Pedro show. This is about what do the wallets need? What do the apps need? And I am here to serve them. And taking that approach allowed this project to grow much bigger than I could. And I think that's something that eventually people start realizing that, like, this is not someone pushing their own solution on top of others. This is someone actually trying to build a solution together. And this is quite hard to do because obviously it takes so much time to listen to everyone. It takes so much time to like change gears every time someone changes their mind, and trying to find that balance between like being fast but also listening to everyone. It's a very delicate balance that you have to find.
And Pedro, it feels like we've very much transitioned into this new era of wallets. You know, when you guys started, everyone, you know, you had a few wallets you owned and you would bring them with you everywhere. And it was very much like that for, I don't know, 3-4 years. And now with embedded wallets, smart wallets, account abstraction, all this stuff, the vast majority of like new apps you use, they have their own wallet. You have to, deposit money into it. And it's this very kind of fragmented experience now. So I'm curious, I guess both how you kind of make sense of this new wallet landscape, and also is how Wallet Connect fits into it. Like, is your positioning as this standard kind of no longer as relevant as it once was?
I think what embedded wallets did was a reaction to the ecosystem. The ecosystem got tired. Like it just got completely tired of like seed phrases and onboarding and all of this stuff. They just wanted to like rip the whole thing out and like start from scratch. And they basically ended up with what's more familiar. Like you're familiar, you go to an app, you log in with Google or Facebook or email or a telephone number. Like it was just easy and it felt good in the moment. But then, as you said, like we have never been this fragmented as before, right? We fixed one problem and we introduced another one. And now what I'm trying to find is like together with all the wallets and embedded wallets as well, is like how can we find a middle ground? Like we went from one side of the spectrum to the other. There are benefits to traditional wallets. There are benefits to embedded wallets. Where do we actually find the middle? And I think account abstraction is the solution. But in itself, it is a very complex problem. People will say account abstraction as if it's like you just do account abstraction and it's done. It's like saying you just do democracy and you got it done. Like democracy is a multifaceted problem. Like you don't solve it. And account abstraction is the same thing. Like doing account abstraction in itself is such an art that requires so many like details. And I think eventually we will have this concept of a universal account that just exists everywhere. Like it's in your embedded wallet, it's in your mobile wallet, it's in your custodial wallet, and it kind of just like magically works everywhere. And that's what I'm trying to make sure that the Wallet Connect evolves to, right? How does the Wallet Connect network serve this future where there is a universal account that is everywhere?
Got it. So what will that actually look like? Like I can still, connect with Gmail, phone, kind of all these, much more, normal and understood connection methods, but then that'll kind of connect me to my universal wallet through account abstraction.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a little bit of a full circle motion happening here, right? People had wallets, and then people started having embedded wallets, but now these are like two separate wallets. I think like now embedded wallets are going to go back to being traditional wallets, but still being embedded wallets, and finding this bridge that links these two things together is where Wallet Connect can actually provide a service here, where your embedded wallet and your mobile wallet are the same wallet, but live in two different places, and you do not compromise your security. How do you achieve that? Like that balance between security and convenience is always the fine line that we're treading at Wallet Connect, right? We will always want to make everything more convenient, but always as secure as possible. And that's why things take longer, right? You either go full on security and you become a hardware wallet, or you go on full on convenience and you're just like an embedded wallet, right? Where do you find that middle ground? And I think there will be, like, your embedded wallet and your mobile wallet and your custodial wallet and your multi-sig, they're all going to be the same wallet, just in different contexts. Because realistically, like, that's what we want, right? We don't want a fragmented version of ourselves.
I mean, I complain every time I use Uniswap now that I'm going to continue, that I have to log out and then log back in instead of just switching my wallets. Angry,
Yeah.
but I think it's fair, whatever, live your life. What gets in the way of that? Because I think that is a compelling future, right? I don't need to have, I mean, I'm in trouble with the wallet. We got the wallet misorganization out there. It's all over the place. Universal Wallet really makes a ton of sense to me. Probably makes a ton of sense to a lot of people who want to go own that. And so, like, what's your sense of what's the from to? Like, what's in the middle that we have to go cross?
I think, as I mentioned, the wallets need to get smarter. Like that is something that needs to happen. Like, we all used to own phones. Maybe it was a Nokia or it's Siemens. It really didn't matter. Like, it was just a phone. You dial up and you call someone. Like, this is completely archaic, and everyone has a smartphone today. Like, your phone is not just a phone. It is completely a mobile device that does everything. Your wallet is as archaic as a Nokia, right? So right now, like, it does one thing, which is like hold assets and send assets. Like, it's really a bad experience. Like, you have to embed like identity, programmability, like the idea of policies. Like, how do you manage yourself in the on-chain, right? And to understand that, you need a smart contract, or you need something that allows you to control it even when you're not there, right? So we even have like these concepts around smart sessions, which allows in account abstraction, where a smart wallet can actually delegate permissions to an app, and then this app can do things with your wallet within the permissions that you gave him. Like, this level of programmability would never be possible in traditional wallets. But this would be just normal. Like, when you actually, for example, want to connect your email to a calendar and then have another app like Notion that then actually uses that calendar, you're just giving permissions away, but it's the same identity, it's the same account, right? So this universal composability needs to exist at the wallet level without you compromising your security. And that's what we were working on, like with smart sessions, account abstraction, and we're just trying to push like these adoption of standards everywhere.
Can you just comment on how your role has changed? Because I think there's a lot of founders, builders that listen to the show. We can have a snapshot of you in 2019 running around with your laptop and a few stickers, and then we can have a snapshot today where there's a token out. You have hired a great CEO to run. I would assume it's the labs. Jess is phenomenal, and I think you've moved into a foundation role, if I'm not incorrect. Yeah, and so maybe just high level, like what has that shift been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, when you actually look at what I was doing, I mean, every founder experiences this. You have to wear many hats, and then you have to end up hiring people to do other roles better than you do, and you focus on the thing that you do the best. And the thing that I've always done the best is getting the ecosystem to work together. And that's why I shifted my role to the foundation, which is very much focused on a more bigger scale ecosystem play, which is actually getting people to work together. And this means, like, with node operators, with apps, with wallets, SDKs, developers, token holders. I'm just trying to get everyone on the same boat and make sure that we're aligned on the same mission. And yes, I was running around with my laptop, but now if I bring my laptop is to have a video call, because I'm definitely not coding. It's been a long time since I've been coding. Now I'm actually just like promoting these ideas and getting people to work together. Like it might be like a call where it gets people to actually start an initiative around some standards. It might be a call to start like a campaign with people to work together into like a body, like, or even to events. Like we've done events where we just got like 10 wallet teams, like from the top 10 wallets, and just fly them in for an event and be like, guys, we're going to sit down and we're going to solve this problem right here. Like, you know, and that's what we're going to do. Like, we're just
The
going to write
party.
down problems and come up with a solution. And then they all fly back and they're like all happy. And then, you know, we solved an industry problem that would never happen if we just didn't get all these people in the same room. A lot of my role still revolves around that. And obviously, a big part of that is education. Like I'm always trying to get people to understand these problems, the scope of the market that we're trying to tackle. You know, let's not fight for the biggest piece of a pie if we have a muffin. You know, like we want like a big pie.
Pie is better than muffins. That's the quote right here. We love it. Pedro, great to see you, man. Congrats on all the success, and excited for you to continue building the infrastructure that makes it easy for our friends to come in and use this technology. Yeah, go. You can see Pedro's Twitter up on here, and go give Wallet Connect a follow if you want to know the latest of sort of composability across wallets.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
and
man.
I'll see you guys in the next one.
For sure.
Peace, Pedro.